you are on the verge of being crushed, crushed under the weight of your own self doubt. And I'm here to ask you today to just try to hold on, try to hold on. I know that it's a difficult thing. I know it's a difficult thing. And I know it's difficult because it is a state that I find myself in so incredibly often. I think that when you see people who do things for public consumption, like, making YouTube videos or, whatever it might be, writing books, whatever it might be, I think that we get so caught up in the comparison and so caught up in just kind of the weight of other people's opinions and our opinions and fallacies that we've created about other people and the way that they're able to function and the way that they're able to go about our lives, that it makes it very easy for us to look at the things that we're doing and decide that it's not good enough. And I want to encourage you to not fall victim to that. And as much as this is an encouragement for you, it's also an encouragement for myself. Because as I record this video, I am struggling with landing the plane, as they say. And I always struggle a bit with the landing of the plane. Well, not always. Most of the time I struggle with ending the book. And most of the time it's not because I don't know how to end the book. Even though, that is its own difficulty. Most of the time it's because I'm so concerned with, is this going to be satisfying for the reader? Have I done everything that I needed to do? And as much as it's probably a cringeworthy thing, if any of my readers are watching this, as much as it's a cringeworthy thing, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how productive it is to be so wrapped up in pleasing the reader. And what I mean when I say that is there are certain things that consumers, myself included, there are certain things that we think we like, there are certain things that we do like, and then there's the things that we'll actually say that we'll like. And oftentimes those things do not all fall in the same boat. A lot of times we have difficulties expressing what it actually is that we want, and that's something that we are all, I don't want to say guilty of, but that's really, it's a way to put it that everyone can understand. And so, even knowing myself as a consumer, I would hate to be the creator on the other end of trying to make a TV show or, I don't know, a song or whatever that just checked off all of Christina Jones's boxes. You know what I mean? And I think that as creators, we have to we have to let that go. We have to let go of trying to please Christina C. Jones. You know what I mean? Like we get into these modes of, we saw a specific review, or we saw not even a review, like it could be a tweet or whatever, talking about, well, yeah, I really like this thing or I really like that thing, and we internalize it and feel like we have to make our art fit that mold. And it's so unproductive. It's so unproductive. I saw a tweet a long time ago, well, not even a long time ago, it was maybe a year ago, that said that being an artist is not a customer service position. And as much as we are, these days, brands and businesses and all of that, and we do have to be mindful of how we interact with and how we treat the people who are supporting our art. It's not a customer service position. It's not, it's not Subway where you go in and you get exactly which veggies you want and, all of these different things. It's more like you go and I don't know, you buy a bag of trail mix and what's in the bag is what's in the bag. You don't get to customize it to exactly your likes. You find the type of trail mix that you like, and it's going to be different amounts of the different elements of that trail mix, and you're going to like it because because that's just what it is. Trail mix isn't concerned with it's not concerned with all this other stuff. It just is what it is. And I feel like that is the way that we have to approach this. Not only if we want to make art that our readers connect with, or, our listeners or whatever, making art that they connect with, but also making art that feeds us, that feeds our creative spirit and our creative energy, art that feels good for us and is able to keep us going. Um, there are lots of things that I see readers really go up for. Like, there's lots of things that I see readers really just rave about, and it's things that they love. But if I tried to fit those molds, I don't know that I would be able to go on. I don't know that I would be able to keep writing, keep doing what I'm doing, because I was trying so hard and I had to change so much about what I do that I love to fit those certain things. And it's all just so much. It's all just so much. And I mean, I can sit here and I can talk about this and I can say that when, like I said, I am struggling with finishing my book because of a review that I got on the first book. That I'm not gonna talk about what the specifics of the review or anything like that, but there, and I because I partially because I wasn't supposed to be reading reviews anyway, but I was. But I saw this review and I don't agree with the review at all. Like, I look at that review and I don't see my art, and yet still. And if this was anybody else, I would be able to clearly say, girl, if you don't get some business and go end your book and don't worry about that, I would be able to have all the encouragement in the world if it was somebody else. But because it's me, I'm thinking about, well, maybe I should change this. Maybe I should do something about it. And no, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. But I'm still going to think about it, and I'm still going to wonder, and I'm still going to have to try to push my way through to make sure that, how to say it, just to make sure that the end result is something that I'm proud of and that I recognize, and that I haven't sanitized down or, scrubbed and stretched and squeezed and sucked in to try to make it fit a certain mold because of some arbitrary thoughts or some arbitrary, desires about what my work should look like. Um, I got to get over that. I got to get past that. And so do you. So do you. To sun on me in a way that it wasn't sunning before. So I guess I am kind of reaching the end of what the length of this video can be. And I mean, I've said everything that needs to be said anyway, but really, you're making good art. If it feels good to you, you're making good art. And there's always there's always going to be somebody that it's not good enough for. Like, there's always going to be someone that it's not good enough for. But you can't let that speak louder to you than the people who need your art, the people who love what you do, the people who crave more of whatever it is that you're putting out into the world. Don't let that little nagging voice, that lying voice tell you that what you're doing isn't good enough, because it is, because it's coming from you, because it's coming from that deep place in you that needs to create, that needs to make something, that needs to get those words down. I know it's hard, but just try to let that be the loudest voice instead of that other, instead of the lying one, instead of the messy one. Let that creative part of you out, and don't stifle it because you're worried about what people are going to think of it. And again, I know it's so much easier said than done. I know, I know, because I struggle with it literally every single day. But just do me a favor and do yourself a favor, and don't let that voice win. All right. That's all for me today. Bye.